A very warm welcome back to Stone Valley for episode 2 with me, MrSealyp. I'm up at North Sell Point. I have rye in the back. This isn't my rye, this is rye from a contract on field 16. My first field of wheat from the previous episode has now all been harvested, and I think you may have already seen, depends how I've edited this. I think I did 7 loads in the end. So we're up to 454,000. Which is pretty impressive. I've done a couple of harvest jobs, so this is still to go. Now this contract is currently sitting at 99% complete, and both of these are full. We've got 42,000 litres here, so we should do well out of the rye contract. Then I'm going to whiz back over. We're going to start on our rye field, on field 8. And I've got my eye on what we're going to do for next purchases. So let's dump these. We should be into profit almost immediately on this because, like I say, we're at 99%, so let's get that one going. Switch to that one, get that one going. There we go. Contract complete. The rest of it is all profit. Wow, that's going up. So we just made 28 grand on top of the contract itself. So when I said normally you can double your contract price, that's where it normally sits. Well, that's where I'm baffled on this, because my original contract was only worth 12. I get paid 10 because obviously there was the lease cost for the vehicles, and I just made another 28. That's way more than doubling it up the contract. So we'll collect on that. There are a few more available. There are some cotton contracts. There's a cultivating one down here, field 26. Using a quad track. I'm seriously considering doing that one and using their equipment. I won't make a huge amount of money on it, but I want to give the quad track a bit of a drive again, because kind of, if I do go down the case route, that's where I'm aiming. That's where we want to be looking at. I want to increase our case fleet up to getting quad track Steiger, sort of, that kind of thing. We'll see how we go. Right, so what I was going to do now was head back over to field 8 where I've already started. The pickup is earning its keep. Look at the state of it. Wow, that's had to work out backwards and forwards in a few loads. So we're now here. That's the main farm that we don't own. We're over at the one. You can just about see the things there. The other thing I spoke about in the last episode was potentially getting a new grain bin put up. So I'm thinking about getting a multi-fruit extension silo put on. 75,000 litre capacity next to the one we got there. I'm going to take the pickup in a second to show you what we're up to over there, but we've obviously then got seeding and all sorts of stuff to do. So this is the field that I might have problems with. Like I said, I have been warned. There are compaction issues in inverted commas. Potential issues with wet spots on the field that we might not be able to get to. Again, in inverted commas, storyline type thing. So the rye will be harvested on here. Carl's probably going to jump on this. I don't know how well we're going to do this. I'm not doing any more straw swaths or anything at the moment, so I'm going to jump out. Carl's going to take over. We're going to grab the pickup, head back over to the farm. Because I'll leave the trailer behind. So my ideas at the moment are new truck was what I've mentioned. We want to get a new truck. I'm looking at potentially another tractor, but that will be a little way off. What I am thinking about doing is getting a second harvester. I have got my eye on one locally that's cheap as chips, but it's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not kind of, it doesn't conform to the usual kind of for the area. It's not a US spec vehicle. Mind you, to be fair, I used a US spec vehicle on Greenwich, which was a bit unusual. I'm just thinking to run two for the time being, get a nice cheap one, run two, that way I can speed up at half the time it's taken me to harvest by running two, and then make more profit quicker, and then we'll invest in a harvester, a bigger harvester. So as you can see, I carried on doing my straw swaths, then started baling. I realised very quickly, bearing in mind that strip over there in front of us, is what, a third maybe, not even a third of the entire field. I got my 50 bales. Bales created, 50. I've got my straw bales. They need to be put into storage, collected up and put away. Now I've got the straw swath, so I'm going to grab a loading wagon. We're going to lease one, collect up the loose, and I want to store that. But that's what I'm thinking about, getting a silo extension, a multi-fruits extension. If I fill that up with 75,000 litres and I've still got stuff on the field, then I'll just cultivate that in or seed that in or do something with it. So these 50 need to be collected, they'll go into storage. That's going to be for something up further down the line. The rye is going to continue. So yeah, it's looking now at this harvester situation. I've been told there's a farmer locally that's got one for sale. So where he got it, I don't know. But like I say, it's cheap and that's what we want. It's got a larger capacity than the one we're using, and I think the header's about half a metre wider. But it's not a US spec vehicle, so and yeah, at the end of the day it doesn't matter, you know. Play the game however you want. You don't have to have particularly the vehicles that are supposed to be for that area. I am definitely thinking though, truck. That's going to be my next purchase. So truck and harvester. Hopefully, potentially. I suppose it depends what the thumbnail is. You probably already know, don't you? Or you might know one of them. I'm just thinking in my head now. If I do a thumbnail, it would be showing one of them, not both. I think is the best bet. So yeah, let's actually I'll pull this across into the field. So we're good to unload. Might as well do it while we're here. That way we can keep Carl going a bit longer. I've been kind of doing running repairs as I go. That's the other thing I want to do. I need to get myself a toolbox for the farm. There is a workshop at the farm behind us actually, and obviously there's a workshop up at the main store, but for doing kind of quick repairs and stuff over at our farm, just over there, makes sense to have a toolbox or something. So that'll be the next thing. I was looking for a portable one because I thought I'd stick it on the flatbed here. There was the service pickup, but I'm pretty sure on console we never got the actual service bit, did we? Did we get the fuel bit, but we didn't get the toolbox bit? Or am I misremembering? Probably. Right. Truck and harvester. That's next. The money has gone down considerably. There's a couple of reasons for that. We've got a lorry to go and collect. Sorry, a truck. Got to keep saying the right thing. But first, we've got a harvester to go and get. I'm going to disconnect from that. This field, I haven't had any problems yet, but apparently I have been told there are issues around the side where the silos are just there. So we'll see what happens. Now, just buckle in, because I know people are going to get bent out of shape over this. I know I mentioned earlier, it's not a US spec vehicle. It's not even in US spec colours. The manufacturer that I'm going to collect a harvester from, and this is going to give it away, I believe in the US is usually yellow, like a mustard yellow. The reason I've gone for it, because it was cheap, and because of the capacity and the price and all the rest of it. We are going to be building up to, like I said, a larger harvester. So what we will do is replace the two with a bigger one, and potentially with a bigger header it will be still harvesting more than the two combined. Does that make sense? Combined for the combine. But we're heading out to the pig farm. This is where it is. This is where we're picking it up from. I'll come back for the pickup later on. Cole's son Sean is also available to help out on the farm. So luckily for me, we'll have a couple of workers available, which we're going to need because we're going to have two harvesters running. I believe it's here. Like I say, we'll come back for the pickup in a little while. I am considering selling the pickup though, because we've just bought a truck. I'm just thinking, I'm not sure how much use the pickup will then get. Although hauling that fertiliser thing around, maybe... We'll see how it goes. If we don't use it very much, we may well sell it. So in here... Aha! There we go. So, class Dominator 218. That's got an 8,000 litre capacity. That is a 6 metre header. Yeah, C600. 6 metre header. We're currently running with a 5.5. So we've over doubled our width, our production. That all in came in under 100,000. I think it was 98 for an 8,000 litre harvester, 6 metre header and header trailer for about 98 grand. Can't odds that at all. Like I say, this is only temporary, so don't worry about the whole, you know, you wouldn't find that in the US, you wouldn't find it in that colour. I know that, but you know, it is what it is. We're going to make the most of what we got. Great thing is, like I say, we should now be able to speed up the processing. Half the time it's going to take for doing harvesting jobs, which is lovely. Now, right, helper G has stopped working, unknown reason. And that's probably because it's hit. What I have been told is that multiple crops have been planted in field 8. So it hits part of another crop and doesn't like it. That could be why, or it's stuck or jammed. We're going to find out because we're going to take this over now. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. What I'm probably going to do with the new truck as well while we're up at the store is grab a bale collector to get those straw bales off. I'm going to do some loose. I have also decided we are pulling the trigger on a multi-fruit extension silo that we're going to have built on the farm. As far as the farm goes, adding in something else onto that, a big thank you to James and Phil and Sean and Carl and everyone else who's been commenting. James messaged me to let me know, and again, another one of these facts, apparently up until 1974 they used to grow and harvest cotton in southern Illinois. So it's not outside the realms of possibility to have a crack at doing some cotton. I know it's not done now, but we can be the first farmer since 1974 to have a go at that. We'll see. And Phil, I wanted to thank. Now, this was something that I was told about a while ago. I could never get it to work, probably because it's a little bit fiddly to do, and you know what I'm like with my patience and attention span and all the rest of it. But anyway, it's regarding sleep triggers, and because the sleep trigger here at the main farm, you can't sell the farmhouse, therefore you can't get rid of the sleep trigger, which means on single player on console you can't add in another sleep trigger, which means if you decide to set up your farm somewhere else you can't do anything about it. What he messaged me to say was, don't forget that you can do it on multiplayer, which you can do, and it's something like I say, I couldn't get to work. You need to do it when you set the farm up. That's kind of the best bit of advice. So when you're setting up, as long as you've got PlayStation Plus and you've got access to multiplayer, if you go onto multiplayer, just kind of set up a second farm. Once you set up a second farm, you can place another sleep trigger. So you set up a second farm, buy a bit of land, place the sleep trigger you want and where you want it, then you come back out again and go back onto single player, and you should have the 2 sleep triggers on the map. Now the problem I've got is, because this is already set up, if I then set up a second farm on multiplayer, it won't let me place a sleep trigger on the farm I already own because somebody else owns it and the new farm won't. It gets a little bit complicated, but that in essence is what the case will be. But you can do it, it is possible. And like I say, I had completely forgotten about it, in all honesty. It was only when he mentioned it in the comments I suddenly thought, blimey, I had honestly forgotten. Right, let's disable straw, so I don't want any more straw. The other thing as well that has been mentioned by quite a few people, and this is my fault, I do apologise. In the last episode, at about 1 minute 30, when I said the link will be put up for episode 1, because the last episode was 1.5, what did I forget to do? I forgot to put the link on the video. So you know when you get a little card thing comes up at the top of the screen suggesting another video, that is now live on on episode 1.5. So a lot of people were asking where was the first episode. My honest answer to that is, why aren't you watching all of my videos? If you were watching my Greenwich Valley series, you would know where the first one was. I'm joking, because you might be completely new to the channel, in which case it's okay. So yeah, as far as that goes, the first episode is it is actually Greenwich Valley episode 23, and I have now put the link on episode 1.5 of this one, so it is there, you can find it. I need to check out and see why this harvester is stocked. It's not because it's full, because it would say tank is full, wouldn't it? Well, normally it would. But this is going to make a massive difference. And like I say, I'm going to carry on, I'm going to do the contracting off screen, I'm going to pick up fertilising jobs and harvesting jobs and all the various different things like that. And once we reach a point we can afford a bigger harvester, we're going to crack on and get a bigger harvester. And we'll replace these two. You know, at the moment we're running a 5.5 and a 6, so we've got an 11.5. All we need to do is get a header that's larger than 11.5 metres, and we've already replaced these two. So that's kind of where we're going to be aiming for, but for the time being this will work. So we're already up to 2 harvesters, we've already bought a new truck. I have also had comments left regarding the fact that I'm rushing things, and I should be taking my time a bit more and that kind of thing. I have kind of addressed this before on videos. It's a fine line, it's a balance you have to run. I mean, I would, on a map like this, if I did a video where I was harvesting, like I did the last episode, my own farm, my own field, that took hours to do. Now that could take 4 episodes just to harvest that field. Now I know for a fact people are going to get bored watching that. I could time-lapse it, but not everyone likes time-lapses. I'm not a fan of making time-lapse videos. I don't mind watching them. I don't mind watching the odd time-lapse here and there. There's some great guys out there that do time-lapse videos. It's just not what I do, generally speaking. I might do the odd little one here and there, just a short clip within a video. So yeah, as far as that goes, there has to be a balance between doing the farming and also making progress. I could run a Let's Play series and do 150 episodes on it, and by the end of the 150 episodes not make a huge amount of progress. Or I could try and do a Let's Play series where I run it out to, I don't know, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 episodes and make a decent amount of progress, because I'm the same. When I've been watching Cole the Corn Star and all these other guys, I like to see progress in a farm, not necessarily farming simulator, but in the real world. So it's always that kind of draw to see where they're going to go next, what you're going to do next, what you're going to buy next, how you're going to improve the farm, expand the farm, what you're going to do. If you do 5-6 episodes of the same harvest on the same field, I just think people aren't, they're not going to go for it. I you know, it just is the way it is, you know. I could happily plod along just putting out loads of content of me just doing the same harvest, but I really don't think people want to watch that. That's my personal opinion. So that's now running, which is brilliant. So what I'm going to do is jump out of that. We'll leave Sean on that one. The object is blocked by is probably me. Let's go and see what's wrong over here. I'm not too sure what's going on. Then we'll go and pick up a new truck and we'll grab a loading bale collector. Where and how I'm going to store it, I don't know. Why has this stopped? Is it the crop type? I'm destroying the crop by driving in it. What's wrong with it? Why won't it harvest? Ah, is that corn on... Look. That is rye, but that is wheat. So there's wheat along the edges. You know what I need to do? Probably to stop that happening. Let's turn that off a second. I'm going to lose a bit of crop here, but when we come to repurpose the field, we'll plough it out. I've also had a few comments from people saying that you can't silage wrap alfalfa. I've never tried, in all honesty. I just, there you go, look, you can see the difference in the two there. So we've got a little bit here at the corner. It's where one crop type has been put in over another one. That's just a problem with seeding, I guess. So we'll just crush that down and then hopefully we'll be alright from there. In theory. Yeah, so I was hoping that I would be able to do that. Alfalfa is technically a grass and you can use it for grass, but I don't think, from what people have been telling me, you can silage wrap it. Actually, you know what? We'll check. Let's just have a quick look. Under Tools and Baling Technology. Ah, now, that's interesting. Because the balers are all saying alfalfa, but the wrapper's not. Well, mind you, it doesn't normally. It just says round bales. But I suppose because it's going to be an alfalfa bale and not technically a grass bale, that's probably why it won't work. Oh, that's going to be really annoying. I suppose the thing's going to be will be to test it. What I need to do is lease, or at least put in a little bit of alfalfa somewhere and test that out. Right, so that's still rye. Are we harvesting again? We are, so hopefully it was just that slight problem with that little bit of wheat that was caught up here amongst the rye. I think we've got it all out now. Is that one there? No. Because the rye's bent over. You can see the top's bent over, whereas the wheat sticks up a little bit straighter. I think that might be it. Yeah, we might be okay. We'll see how these two carry on now, so I'm off now to go and pick up our lorry. We're a two-harvested family. Oh, pickup. I'm going to get the pickup first. Right, bring the pickup back. Okay, oh, that was something I was going to show you. I'm in the pickup. We need to come outside for this. This was something I forgot to show when I did the map tour. And this is another one of those little animations, like the grain dryer's working. If you drive on the gravel or the side of the road off of the main road, look what happens. The dust comes up off the floor. It's a little thing. It's a small feature. Probably not a small feature to code. But I love that difference between the road and the side. If you get off of that onto the gravelly stuff, the dust comes up. That's brilliant. Anyway, let's get back to the store. Now, oh, there it is. Oh, just past it. We've gone for a satin red. Let's pull in and park. I'll leave the pickup here for the time being, and then we'll decide what we're going to do. If we need it, we'll come and get it. So, we've gone for a Warrior plus plus XX, whatever you want to call it. Like I say, red satin. Oh, we've got full grain tanks, we need to get back. So red satin finish, chrome bits and bobs, open wheels at the back. This will run at 68 miles an hour, and I think it's, did I go for the 500 and something horsepower? The lights on this are brilliant as well. I love this, and it's a bit more American, isn't it, than the ones that you sometimes get on the contract. So, new gear, which is fantastic. Let's get that down. Which way do I need to go? Down this way. So let's get the right way on the road, inside, and let's go. Oh, idiot, 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 idiot. Turn round, didn't even look. Bale collector, that's what I was supposed to be grabbing. I'll get all the way down there and realise I forgot the bale collector. Yeah, this would run at 590 horsepower. Right, I've just got a Fleagle. It's an auto load one. I have used on Greenwich and a few of the others. I've been using the auto stacks. This is an auto load. I think it's just 34. Just thought it'd be quicker and easier. We'll get this one back and get that done. Get the bales off the field, and we'll get those put into one of the buildings. We don't really have a drive-through shelter, do we? But I'm thinking, cut across here again. So I'm thinking, am I thinking? Yes, I am. Maybe inside, because there is like a barn, but I suppose I would have been better off with ones that stack vertically, wouldn't I? I'm just thinking more in terms of space, because if I then do 50 silage and then 100 hay, where am I going to put them all? I need a new barn. Ooh, how much is that plot of land opposite? I need to do some more jobs to get it, but how much is that? Field 20. Oh, that's all part of that one plot, isn't it? 305 grand for all of that. I only want that little plot there. That's frustrating. So what should happen now is, if I do that, and triangle, square, L1 and square, there we go. Now the next load of these I'm going to do, I will do I'm going to do some more manual loading. I mean, I did a ton of manual loading on Greenwich, let's be honest, and I love it, but I want to get these off the field because I need to repurpose it. This will do, I'm sure it said 34, so we'll get these off, then we'll get the others. I'm just wondering whether or not doing bales is overreaching a little bit. I think I'm going to have to get, like I say, I'm going to need to do a silo extension. I need to do some loose. So I'm thinking as well, if I do move into the area that I'm intending to move into at some point, and we get a large amount of, I don't know how cryptic I can be, but I'm going to need to increase production, and then I will need to do probably some loose material. But until that point, I'm happy doing bales. This is fairly quick. I think both my harvesters are full. Let's go over there. Whoa. Now it also does mean this gives me a lot more option for increasing my capacity for transport as well. I could potentially get a new trailer, or in addition to the trailer we've got already, so we can haul more in one go, which is another good reason for getting the lorry. Actually, that's something I haven't checked since I came back in here. How are we looking for contracts? Do they say harvesting 41 grand? Why have the prices suddenly rocketed? Oh, they're big fields. Field 10 I know is. Canola, 41,000. Field 11, sunflowers, 42 grand. Which one's field 11? The field numbers are all over the shop on here, which is a bit of a weird one. Oh yeah, that's split across two as well, isn't it? Maybe we'll go for the field 10 one on canola. I think we might, you know. That'd be well worth doing. Because what I could do, once I've got my harvest done, I could set their harvester and both of mine on it as well, and we can wrap that one up really quickly. Where's it saying it's got to be delivered to? South Sell Point? Oh no, that one. I want to go that one. West Sell Point. Okay, that's doable. Reduces it by 6 grand by using their gear, but we'll make extra, won't we? I'm sure we will. You know what? Let's borrow items on that. Are there any fertilising ones for? Because there's loads of harvest jobs now. Yeah, so once all the harvest jobs are done, we'll roll round again into fertilising, and because there's cultivating, sowing jobs are going to be ones that are going to make a load of money on this as well, aren't they? But anyway, that being said, let's get these cleared up first. 32, 33, 34. So we are full. Yeah, the problem is the barn I've got here, as soon as I unload these in there, that's that barn full. Can't really, unless I just put them out in the grass for the time being. I'm not anticipating bad weather. You know what, we might just do that. Let's stick the straw bales down here for the time being, and then look at maybe, and potentially we could take some of these trees out and put a shelter in here. Maybe put something for the bales specifically. That's a project to look at further down the line. Right, so let's go with that and that. Do that. Drop them down. And that. Whoa, easy tiger. So then what we need to look at then is for next episode we need to get some guys in, maybe between episodes, we'll see how we get on, to get a silo extension put in. That's going to be about, I'm pretty sure the silo extension I looked at was only a small one. It's about 60 grand. I think it's the same one I used on Holmerkra. Like I say, I think it holds 75,000 litres. But if I had 75,000 litre capacity to everything on top of what I've got in bale form, it might just work. You know what I'm also considering now, thinking about it, I don't know if I've actually got it installed. Is it available at the store? Under baling technology, we had the Arcusin FSX 6372. Oh no, it was a mod, wasn't it? The Ursus, the 8 bale stacker that stacks them upright. Because I don't think. Oh, mind you though, do these stack upright? No, they don't, do they? They lay down. I'm sure they do. Because that does 24. Yeah, they lay those down. Yeah, the Ursus T something or other. Yeah, I haven't got it installed. I want to say T146, but that's don't know if that's something. That stacks 8 bales upright. Maybe that's the way to go. If we look at clearing that bit of land, putting a shelter on it, and then stacking bales up in stacks rather than laying down like this, we might be able to save ourselves a bit of space because we're going up like skyscrapers. We're going up rather than out. The difference between being a teenage lad and a middle-aged man, you know? The days when you were growing up rather than growing out. You know what I mean. So let's stick those to the side there. Down. Let's go back a little bit. Now I know people don't like the auto loading. I'll be honest with you, for speed and convenience it's great. I'm not a fan of it per se. I actually personally prefer to use an auto stack rather than auto load, and a lot of times I prefer to manually load, again because I find it very therapeutic. I'm not a fan of using those. Not the whole kind of, oh, it's cheating. Not at all. It doesn't bother me. If anyone wants to use them, I've used them myself. Of course I have. I've used them on Let's Plays. I've used them off camera. I've used them on camera. But I do prefer the other method. I think we are going to go and get the pickup, you know. And then also, whenever we can afford it, we'll definitely get another trailer. Because this only does 24,000 litres, I think it is. If we can increase our capacity, and now we've got the lorry, truck, alright, we'll be able to pull it better. And see how quickly already we're making a dent in this field just by having the second harvester running. Oh, you know what, I'll do the other harvester first because that's already around the right way. And then I'll swing round and we'll get that switched out. Oh, I've noticed that before. I'm seriously torn on here as well, between the whole case and deer situation. Oh yeah, which other person was it? Niels. Niels messaged me. He works at the John Deere factory, or a John Deere factory. Which one was it? Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head. And said thank you to everyone that's offered for me to come and look around farms. And if we come to the US, all the different places people say we should go and visit, and people saying they'll show me around farms and farm tours. And Neil said about going to the he could take me around the John Deere factory. How cool would that be? Mind you, I know they can be a bit funny about filming and that kind of stuff. But that would be pretty wicked, wouldn't it? He's off. This is all going very well. So, again, oh yeah, look. That's what I'm going to look at. Oh. Wow. That's full on stuck, that, isn't it? Just abandoned. Just get out and go, you know what, I'm done. That's it. I quit. Right then, so let's jump in this. Oh, that was the thing. I need a toolbox. I did say about that, didn't I? So I'm going to get a toolbox to go at the farm. Excellent stuff. So what I'll do now, off camera, I'll whiz up, get all the equipment, get it over to field 10, we'll get the harvest going on that. When these two finish on here, I'll get those over on that. Then we need to also, oh man, I've got loads of equipment to buy. That's the only problem with doing that whole kind of in your head. Start from scratch. What could possibly go wrong? I've got no seeder, got no cultivators, no plough, Nothing for spreading lime. Yeah, we're going to need to do a whole load of stuff, aren't we? But I'm thinking, is that full? Oh, okay. Another load to take. Yeah, so we're going to need to look at either for starting off leasing, and then maybe looking at, and again it's going to be that situation where we'll go by the machinery we've got and the horsepower we've got. As we increase horsepower of tractors and stuff, we can then increase the size of our machinery, which will change things dramatically. I could, because some of the lorries and trucks that are available now that have rear PTOs and stuff on them, you know, that's got 590 horsepower, but there isn't technically a rear PTO. Now I don't know if it's one of those ones that when you hook up something with a PTO it puts it on for you. I don't think it does, and it wouldn't be particularly realistic. I know some lorries do it, I know that, but yeah, so what we'll do now, take this, but yeah, we are going to need a bigger tractor as well. I know I'm only on episode 2. I'm not going to, you know, all of a sudden by episode 4 I've got all the equipment and stuff I need for running a large farm. That's not going to be the case. We are going to have to build up to this. Actually, where is the best price for rye? Let's cover that up. Let's do that. Rye. Let's go right across. Best price 736 at the north sell point. Yeah, that's alright. Just realised as well we've got a load of stuff in storage, haven't we? Didn't even notice that. We have got some soybean and corn, and we do have some crops we could be selling too. I don't think that's in my silo though. I'm pretty sure that's in this one here at the main farm. So technically not ours to touch. So that's where we're heading, up there. North. And I'll get that Bale trailer back as well. So, see you in a bit. I am going to have to make some decisions actually on what I'm going to do with this. But what I can do with both fields, I can fertilise. I've got the tractor, I've got the equipment, so I can fertilise both these fields straight away. Then we'll look at what we need to do with regards to ploughing and liming and that kind of stuff, because I want to get best yield I possibly can out of them. But while we're up at the store, because we're just opposite the store at the north sale point, is we'll have a quick look and see what they've got available trailer wise and what prices we're looking at. Again, I'll do that off camera. Just back here at the main farm, mulling this over. I think we might have to get a tree surgeon in, you know. I might leave these two, don't know. Take this one out, that one out, that one out. It's fairly flat here. We might get a lean-to shelter or a couple of them maybe. Got a bit of a space here as well, haven't we? But anyway, that being said, this field here, we need to wait for our new silo to be built so I can get the loose material off the field. Put that into storage. This needs fertilising, but it doesn't need ploughing or lime. So I'll need to buy seeders as well. So, yeah, one step at a time. The other field, field 8, needs ploughing. So we're going to go and get a plough. Now, as I said, toolbox. I've got my toolbox here. I was going to try and put it inside, but it wouldn't let me put it indoors. But that's not a problem. We can do any repairs. So I've just done a bit of work on the International. And like I say, all our fertilising gear is still here, so the fields are going to need fertilising. So I'm going to go and grab the plough. I've just got the Lizard 6M at the moment because of horsepower requirements. That requires 180 horsepower, which we don't have, but we might get away with it. And then what we'll do is we'll look at, there is a nice case Ecolo Till, is it? Eco-till. We might look at getting, but it's actually smaller than the Lizard 6M. I'm sure it's only a 5 point something, whereas 6M is 6 metre. But we'll grab that, we'll make a start with it. The only one they had available was the John Deere version, but I suppose when people trade gear in, so if you trade in at a Case dealership to buy a Case machine, the machine you're trading in might not necessarily be a Case machine. Everything now is over on field 10. So the borrowed machinery, we've got another ideal harvester, and both of our harvesters are all working on field 10. The problem with that is the multitasking now, trying to keep all three running and unloaded and stuff taken. There we go, look, nearly full grain tank on all three harvesters, and then start prepping our own fields is proving a struggle. So what I'm probably going to do is just grab this plough now, and I'll set myself a target of just concentrating on getting field 10 done first, then I'll turn my attention back to our fields. I'll probably do the spraying off camera, and the ploughing I'll probably get onto, well, it's not spraying, spreading. Like I say, we've got this. The beauty with this being, as I've said before, you can actually turn it around the other way, much as it shouldn't run the other way. It's not designed to. This is designed to go front or back, so I can run it on the back like this, or hook on from that way around and run it on the front. But you can actually turn it around and run it backwards. You shouldn't do. If you run it backwards, you can get away with a much lower horsepower tractor, but like I say, it's kind of frowned upon. So all I was doing really is coming to collect it, and I'll grab my fertilising gear, go over to field 8, fertilise, and then get my ploughing. So that's where we're at. There we go, full grain tank, and I'm not there to unload. So what I've got now is a pad next to me. Because I'm making a list of all the equipment, all the stuff I keep thinking, oh blimey, yeah, I'm going to need to get this, I'm going to need to get that. We need to get a building or a shelter or something done, which means we're going to need to lease, borrow, or get someone in to get the trees taken down. Then we've got a fair bit to do. I need to get over there and start unloading that lorry. So yeah, new trailer, or the other part of the trailer, or a new trailer. I'm looking at options and capacities and prices. New tractor. Not necessarily replace this one. In addition to, we need something with more horsepower. Another one with full grain tank. So what I'm going to do is drop this off, grab the fertilising gear, and head over to field 8. When I'm over that direction, I'll then help sort out the other stuff. So what I'm going to do now is we'll drop that there. I'm going to love you and leave you. Hope you enjoyed the episode. They will slow down a little bit. I'm just trying to build up enough money so I can buy the bits and bobs I need to keep going without slowing everything down too much. I've just got to find that balance, and hopefully I'm getting there. I wanted to get our first harvest out of the way. I think we're full on both of these. Oops, wrong one. That's up. There we go. The Kverneland TLX Geospread is part of the Kverneland and Vicon equipment pack. A couple of people asking where I got it from and they couldn't find it. That's why it's part of the DLC, which is a paid DLC, so you may not have it, you may not want to pay for it, but that's where I got it from. So anyway, that's it for this episode. Next episode, more work, more money, more equipment, repurposing the fields. I need to do some alfalfa testing. I may actually do an episode on that. I don't know whether to lease one of the fields, buy one of the fields, do some testing, and then give it back. Or I could just plant the strip and let it grow, which will take a bit longer. But we need to do some alfalfa testing, because I in my head thought because it's a grass crop it would behave in exactly the same way that all the other grass does, but I don't think it does. So anyway, my money is plummeting because I've got 3 workers now sitting waiting to be unloaded. If you have enjoyed this, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.